friends, it's Laura Rael Crosby here, and I am sharing my first ever layout for the Citrus Twist Kit creative team today, and I'm so excited. I am doing their Sunday Sketch Challenge this Sunday. At the beginning of the video, I showed you what the sketch looked like, and it is for a square layout. So I am making a layout about the size of 8 inches by 8 inches. And that way, if I want to cut it down the middle when I'm done, I can fit it into my Life Crafted album, which is the size of a traveler's notebook. So each half of my page would be a little over 4 inches wide. So I'm following the sketch there, and I'm using a horizontal photograph on the right side and a square photo on the left side. And then for my envelope pocket in between my photos, I'm using this really cute glassine bag that held the cork numbers in the Life Crafted kit this month. And I'm really loving how it's looking so far. You can see that striped paper that I chose for my photo map background there. I love that paper so much. And I especially love how, even though this was a kit for March, I was able to pull out all of the blue and cool toned patterned papers that came in the kit and use them for a summary layout. So usually you would think of the light blues as like wintry type of colors, but I went for it and did it with a summer layout, mostly because these photos I've had printed for a long time and they're sitting in a box of other photographs that have yet to be scrapped but have been printed. So I figured, hey, why not try and make it work today? And I actually love the way that it turned out. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to create a really summery spread with a March themed kit, but it worked perfectly. And I love all the colors and all the pattern papers that I ended up using here. You can see I pulled some different scraps from my kit and some white cardstock to create photo mats behind both of my photos. And then I'm cutting down that striped pattern paper there, and that is going to go horizontally underneath my photos as a big photo mat, or kind of blocking off that section of the layout. And then I cut down the grid paper, and that's going to serve as another layer of that big horizontal photo mat. I ripped this really cute dual blue toned polka dot paper, and that is going to go up at the top of my page. You can see my phone on the desk here, and I reference it several times. I keep unlocking it and looking at that sketch to make sure that I'm following it pretty closely. And that's such a fun challenge for me. Sometimes if I'm not feeling creatively inspired, a sketch is a really great way to make a layout that you might not have considered making before. And it's a really great and easy way for the page to come together. But I find myself referencing this sketch a lot because I want to follow it closely enough that you can tell that my layout came from the sketch. Because sometimes I will take some creative freedom and use the sketch as a starting off point and then totally veer left after that. But I stayed pretty true to the sketch here, and I love how it turned out. It gave me a good opportunity to use lots of little bits of pattern paper from the kit this month, and I'm loving how everything is looking so far. So I'm going to cut some of these little labels out, 2 of the blue and teal ones, and I am going to use them up at the top of my page there. And that was not part of the sketch, but there was a strip of different words up at the top of the sketch there. And since I didn't want to do another pattern paper, a second pattern paper up at the top, or any writing up at the top, I just went ahead and decided that I would interpret that as doing a little label up at the top there. And then I will end up using one of the stamps from this month to create a little subtitle on top of one of those labels. And this sketch also had some paint splatters on it. You can see that I pulled out my mechanical pencil and some black acrylic paint, and I start creating these faux paint splatters all over my page. And this is a technique that I love doing because it gives you a lot of control. Like you have ultimate control over where your dots are going. And sometimes you can't really control the size of them, but you know you're not going to accidentally get them on your pattern paper or on your photographs or any part of your layout where you don't want them, or all over your desk, which is usually the mess I end up creating when I make a splattered paint background. So using the pencil and just dipping it in the paint and putting it down on my page, that allows me so much more control, and it turned out perfectly and there was no mess, which I love. After I do those paint splatters, I do stamp down that subtitle up at the top, and that says relaxing. And I used a couple of blue staples to staple that label up to the top there. And then I do my actual title down at the bottom following the sketch. And I use the gorgeous white puffy alphabet stickers from this month's Life Crafted kit. Everything in this layout is from the Life Crafted kit. And those alphabets are gorgeous. And I end up doing the title that says Lake Adventure. And then I do my journaling there, and I underline it because I love underlining my journaling. And then here is where I veer away from the sketch a little bit. And what I end up doing is, instead of using one of those cork numbers in between my photographs, I am going to take this little sentiment from one of these stamps, and I'm just going to stamp it a few times in between my photographs, and that's going to provide the little bit of visual interest there instead of using one of the numbers, because I really want to keep all three of those cork numbers that came in the kit together. That way I can use them all in the same layout later instead of using one of them on this layout today. So here is a close-up. You can see what this square layout looks like. I think it's so adorable, and I love that I was able to make this summary layout using the March Life Crafted kit by Citrus Twist Kits. I am on their creative team for the next 6 months, and I'm so excited to be working with their Life Crafted album. I will link Citrus Twist Kits and my blog post for this layout with them down below if you want to check that out. And if you want to get crafty with me, check out my crafty e-courses. That will also be linked down below this video. I'll catch you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Bye.